Okay, my build list for the turn is updated, and there was actually something very important I forgot when I entered the third era, and I'll show that now. System development. I'm actually able to do the second one now, having entered the third era. So if we click here, this is the Wealth of Worlds update to our colonies. So yeah, maybe that's what it was going on about in the text actually. Uh, it was something to do with the system development, updating to a colony. What was it before? Oh, it's just settlement. Okay, now if we have a look at our resources, I don't believe I can use Jadinix a second time. Not 100% sure actually. Oh, maybe you can. Wow, that's news to me. Whether or not I would want to is the question. I don't think I do. What I actually want to do is use some of my other resources. I do have some pretty good resources here. There's Void Stone, and you can see down the bottom left I'm getting an extra 13.7 of that every turn, so it's a decent amount. And I'm getting a huge amount of Blue Cat Mold, which is extra science, so I think that's a very good combination yet again. The other options that I have potentially available to me, I don't actually have any deciduous trees yet, so I'm not having an income at all on that. Ionic Crystal is going to be pretty amazing, but I'm not getting enough of that really yet to make it a very good choice. So maybe the next era I could use that, but I think those are very good options. Yeah, that surprises me that you can use it twice or maybe even 3 times the same resource. But yeah, that is definitely better than Jadinix in my opinion, because, well, all of your planets, all of your systems are going to have at least 5 population, which will be the equivalent of that. So it's much better, that one is. And yeah, the actual research would be very nice as well, I think. So yeah, I'm going to go for both of those. Let's pick that one first and that one second. You can see the costs have gone up for the first level as well here. It's 35 instead of 30. I'm definitely happy with that decision now. Okay, at the rate we're getting that in, it's not going to be an issue. And right, that is done. Now I don't think I'll change things around this turn because it would take a while. I'll just do it next turn. The planet which I actually took Antares didn't have a settlement, so I've done that. With this hero as well, I'm going to keep him where he was on Soidan. There's actually both of those luxury resources there, which he should be getting more of for me. In terms of movement, I think I'm pretty much done. Oh, there's 2 ships there. Maybe I should move that one on to Brachia. Okay. Yeah, I believe that is everything done. So, send turn. Hopefully, I'll be able to wipe out the Cravers this turn. I don't know what happens actually if you take their last planet, if their fleets live on in a fashion or not. Okay, population gained there. Ah, yeah, I was right about this event. So, yeah, we gained extra 15 on systems on Empire, and the industrialist political ideology has been increased. Not sure how I remembered that. Maybe it's mentioned it somewhere, I just hadn't realised. Okay, population lost on those. It's mainly to do with rations, I think. Hero got an upgrade. Let's get her some more resources, I think. So the second level, yeah, increases it by 1, and even more so if she happens to be within the Senate. Okay. May possibly want to move her. I think she was over there somewhere. There might be a better place now. Right. Let's get movement done for the turn. Right, I got some combat ships incoming over there. Okay, I think I should be able to take these planets now, so that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Right, let's start with this one then. It's, yeah, down to 0. Let's do the blitz. I've taken that. What's the happiness situation? 60% we're at, which is a bit surprising. I'm still at that rate, that high actually. Got 9 more planets beyond the overpopulation initial threshold. I did have a tech that lowers that by 25%, and I think we have a trait as well with the United Empire, which also lowers it by 25% if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, there is. Guess 50% off is a lot. What's going on here at Sirius then? Right, I can attack this fleet here. It's just a scavenger. I'll do quick combat. Get stacks is, yeah, gonna retreat and should be able to invade. This could be the end of the Cravers. Well, I can still see their ships, so maybe it wasn't, maybe it is next turn. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but this stage I definitely should be making plans to come over here. I think this guy's fleet has free movement, so there are a yeah, good, they're probably the fleet I want to use. I may actually upgrade that fleet as well. You know what, I think I'll do that now. Okay. I don't think I have any more combat to do this turn, so I'm done in that regard. I'll just take a minute to update my build list and stick in some of those new colony level upgrade buildings. Okay, I've basically updated my build list, and you can see here my current system screen. Everything is building something. In regards of system development, these new colonies, they're going to take a couple of turns to get up. I'm going to focus on my best world first, since the production bonus they get really benefits if you have more population. So I've added in about 7 in the build list, roughly in here I think. I don't have one there quite yet. So I've actually run out of resources currently for Voidstone, but I should be able to make a new one every 3 turns or so. There is a possibility for me to actually buy some in the marketplace, but there isn't much available, so I'm not sure I'm even going to bother. Something which I didn't realize until very recently is actually I own the marketplace, and I can even set the tax rate that things cost, or at least I believe I get a income if people were to buy within the market. For now I'm just going to keep it like that. No one's actually bought anything apart from myself, so yeah, this is down to making a wonder. Maybe it was the last wonder I made, I'm not entirely sure. Right, so that build list is updated. Now I think I'm ready to end the turn. Just gotta remember, I think there's a couple of bits of movement. This colony ship has actually reached here, but I might hold off from colonizing since it would lower my empire approval. There's deciduous trees there which I may or may not want to use, and yeah, I'll have to figure that out. In the meantime though, I believe my fleets have a bit of movement left after having conquered those worlds, so I'm going to move them. I'm going to move this fleet down to here. I think I'll stick that on guard in preparation for them coming here. If they're still alive next turn, then I'll be able to blow them up if not, I can move across and maybe attack the Lumeris. This fleet as well, there's a fleet there which could cause me issues, so I'm going to move them back. That's just a scavenger, I believe, so I can go there. I would like to upgrade these as well, but I believe it would cost me a rather lot of money to do it. Yeah, as you can clearly see there. So won't be able to do that for a little while. Right, I believe that is everything I wanted to do this turn. So let's end turn. Don't seem to be getting that bug at the moment either, which is really good. So I don't know why that's cleared up all of a sudden, but the turn seems to be ending. Population gained. Okay, gonna figure that out later if I want to do any exotic rations. Okay, lost population there. It looks like the Cravers are, well, still around, doesn't it? Even though I've taken all their plants, which really surprises me. Would have thought they'd been wiped out. So, yeah, they've reached off Thero. I think I'm gonna have to retreat from there. So this fleet will probably do mop up the rat with the last remaining fleets, and yeah, I think I'm gonna get this fleet down there. Once I've completed a lot of these colony system developments, I can start to make a ton of more ships. That's actually an even fight, supposedly, believe it or not. You know what? No, I better retreat. There's not much point in me fighting. I almost did then though. Okay. Yeah, so I took a bit of damage. Doesn't look like 60% to me though. Right, so they are sieging that up. It's going to take him a number of turns though. But let's do the movement for the turn. Okay. Yeah, well, I could group up various ships. You know what? I may even be able to force a truce actually with the Cravers. Is there a reason not to? I mean, I could hunt down their remaining ships or force a truce when they don't have anything. It's possible they have a colony somewhere. And that's why they're still alive, but I can't see it. I think I should force a truce. Because I'm costing myself a ton of approval currently. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that. Right, what I'm going to do though, I'm going to update my build list. I'm worried about if I force a truce, will it give stuff back to them? I don't know. I'd be surprised if that's the case, but I'm not 100% sure. For now though, I'll update the build list. Okay, I've updated the systems again this turn. In some places I'm actually switching my specialization because I don't believe I need titanium or hyperium as much as I once did, having entered the third era, and also other resources like Jadonix and even Blue Cat Mold I don't really need as much. So on systems that had the sludge build-in, which increased those resources, I've switched the specialization back to something else depending on what the world happened to be good at. Basically, if I take you around them for a bit, I've added in some of them in some places. A couple there on Soidan, for example, they're best suited for dry worlds, don't need either of those resources particularly, so I'm getting rid of that there and also that one there. Right, so that's the current state of construction. Right, in regards of ending this war then, let's try this out. So I believe what I have to do is force a truce with the Empire. You're about to call a truce with the Empire, it will end the war, are you sure? Now it doesn't mention here, sadly, what the outcome of the war will be. Do we get to keep on to the possessions I've taken? Do I have to pay them a truce? I don't know, which is a bit of an issue. If it screws things up, I think I will use a save because it should tell you that information. I'll load a save basically if it were to screw that up. Right, so truce accepted. I have to pay them money for 15 turns, it would seem. Do I get to keep on to my possessions? Yes, I do. Okay, so I really don't think there was a downside in doing that. Do the fleets still exist? Yes, I can see one there, but they shouldn't be able to attack me in theory. So after 15 turns, maybe I'll have to, maybe they'll declare war on me again or something along those lines, or I'll have to wipe the ships out. But key thing is now that I've got my 40 or so approval back, which was lowered previously from declining their truces. So I think that's worked out well, even though I had to pay them a bit of money. Yeah, that's definitely worthwhile. So that frees me up now to basically send my fleets down here, I believe, and start taking worlds of the Lumaris and even the Sophons who are down here somewhere. I think there's nothing left for me to move pretty much, and it might be, I think this fleet here might be able to move. I wouldn't mind upgrading some of those ships there actually, but it's gonna be rather expensive. Yes, it really is, isn't it? I am making good money now though. Let's upgrade those battleships. And him I should be able to upgrade as well. Let's come in here. Well, this is weird. I'm sure I upgraded his ship at some point, but yeah, none of this is actually upgraded. It's very weird. I don't know how that happened. Stick that there. I think I'll go for... Might as well... Yeah, use the Hyperion on this one. Okay. Go there. I do want some of those on here, I think. And yeah, let's have 2 shields. I don't know what the Lumaris actually use in terms of their weaponry, so that's a bit of an issue. Right, that's going to cost me a lot, but yeah, I need to do it. Yeah, very strange why it's didn't have... I definitely upgraded it. Maybe... Yeah, I really don't know how that's... why I've had to do that. Is it upgraded still? Let's come in here. I have to keep an eye on that, see if I lose it for some reason again. Right, my money's gone down a bit. Let's check this guy out as well. I seem to have lost everything on him as well. I don't know if it's because I entered the 3rd era, maybe that's what it is, but yeah, it looks like there could be a bug involved here. So I'm going to have to upgrade him as well, I think, at some stage. Perhaps I'll take something over here. I don't even know what manpower I've got. 900, so he's full up. This guy, he's also full up, okay. Looks like manpower's pretty good actually. Let's bring him down to there then. And that fleet can come over to there. And that looks like it's already reached there. How much movement have I got? 2.6. Let's take the Artemis system first, I think. Guess. It's going to take a bit longer for this guy to get over, but I will get him moving over there. In terms of manpower, I think I can actually upgrade a few things here now as well, so let's do that. So this one, how much manpower do I have? 1.6k. I've been doing a lot of rations recently. So let's upgrade to that level, that gives them extra health, I think. That would be very expensive. Yeah, let's get up to there though. So, should mean my troops are a bit better in effect, but not sure how much that matters, to be honest. Right, I believe that's it for the turn. Let's end the turn. Might be elections coming up as well. It looks... there's a siege symbol there. Don't know what's going on with that. There's a couple of new political parties this time round, so let's have a look at their laws. And I don't know an awful lot about the religious party and the ecologists, so this will be interesting to find out what they're like. Only your starting population can increase. I have played the Vodiani a tiny bit though, actually, so I've seen some of these before. The approval rating is forced to content. Yeah, I don't think they're particularly good for me. The colleges, I've never seen these, so yeah, there isn't actually an empire available to play that has ecology as its starting laws actually yet. So populations from nearby star systems migrate to yours. No loss of happiness from overpopulation. Wow, that's potentially pretty good if you've got very high population planets. I thought for a second it was for having lots of planets then actually. So that's extra food for anomalies. Systems gain population with the lowest count first. That's strange. Of the type of alien race, is it? Perhaps. And that's more food. Don't seem that strong to me. So I think at the moment I would, if I could pick a law that I would definitely want the most, it would probably be that one there for the extra science. But getting in the scientist party is going to be crazy hard and probably impossible actually, and especially getting them up to broad support. So that's not realistic. I think these two are the only realistic parties I could get in. I think I'm going to support the militarists still. And I don't have enough money to do that. And I don't think I want to do that really. Hopefully we'll be able to get broad support for the militarists by just doing the normal support option. That's what I'm hoping. It'll be interesting to see who gets in second. Might be able to do some of their laws. Probably going to be industrialists though, ain't it? Yeah, the scientists actually finished last, which would have been the party I wanted actually the most. Okay, next step. Sadly, I only got moderate support, so maybe I should have intimidated the other candidates in hindsight. Yeah, I didn't really want to spend the influence still. Right. I think that's status quo basically, in terms of the laws I can use. Probably keep that. Okay. Population gained, I'll come back to that in a bit. Population lost on Sirius. Yeah, I'm still surprised by the fact that Cravers haven't been wiped out. They're still around.